So let's move on then to Now, Mando has been up and down this season. Mostly down. Mostly I've been quite disappointed. There has been no particular arc going anywhere. Last week's episode, I said, not last week, but the week before, the one with the pterodactyls, whatever you want to call them, I was being generous with the 4. But to me, that episode, again, sort of basing it off the previous episode of the whole Dr. Feising, whatever he was called, was so much more of an improvement than watching that doctor having his memory wiped, where he could have had his memory wiped with an amnesia ray, from a blaster. They could have quite easily killed him. But obviously, the hot woman, whoever she is got to stay hidden for Gideon, because she's obviously a bad guy. And so, like I say, that one episode I actually thought was quite decent. This week, what got me was there were several issues. For example, the whole bit where Carson just happens to stumble upon where the Mandos are hiding secretly on that planet, and it was because there's an R4 unit there who's been, I don't know, TikToking from inside the cave. Hey everybody, here I am with the Mandos on planet so-and-so, and just sort of how he found him. It was such a
well, it's not a plot hole. Oh, maybe a weak explanation, but it is an explanation. I mean, I don't doubt an R5's unit to send data on to a guy, communicate to a guy.
To me, it annoyed me. Oh, no, actually saying that, we're going to go even before that. Sorry, because I completely missed that. We'll come back to that. No, we'll carry on that for a second. So, but with this R5 unit, they hadn't even established there was an R5 unit there. Even if they had established and sort of said, we've got an R5 unit from the rebellion or whatever.
He took it with him to Mandalore. That was the one he took to Mandalore, and they brought it back.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. This is how much attention I'm paying to this at the moment. Right, okay.
I was like, why are you so freaked out? It's like they established that. Look, I don't want to mistake my defense of the episode as I think the season is good. Okay, we're arguing over levels of badness. My issue with your review was the pterodactyl episode you gave a 4, and this episode you gave a 1.5 or something. I don't know. So what numbers for reviews aside, as stupid and dumb, but we do them anyway. I don't see how you this last episode finally had something that gives us some motivation and some story arc to the thing. We can argue about technical execution on a couple of things, but there is nothing in that pterodactyl episode that says, okay, now I know what they're trying to accomplish. I know what their motivations are, and I know what they want to do. There's none of that. Okay. It's just go kill the bird and get and then. I mean, you could easily say on both of them, execution of certain things was terrible. You could say that about the dude surviving in the pterodactyl's belly for a day or whatever. Yeah. And you could say that about certain things in this one. But at least this one says, okay, I get it. This is what they want to do. This is why they're moving forward. I thought the setup was all going to be about getting to Mandalore, finding the water, and getting in there. And all they've done in the first 3 episodes, is completely destroy whatever motivation that they set up. So, like, they set up, got to go to the waters. Water's done. Oh, okay. What do we do now? Okay, we're gonna go and we're gonna see the mythosaur.
Rescue a
she
kid
saw the
from
mythosaur
the thing, and
yeah. Okay, now we're gonna rescue a kid. Okay, we rescued a kid, and we got 3 new pterodactyl pets. That won't go badly. Why are we doing all this? What is the point? Finally, at the end, she says, take off your helmet. You are going to reunite Mandalore. We need to come together. We need to rebuild our society. It can't be just us with the people who never take off the helmets, and you that do. We gotta come together and be a civilization again. And you, Bo-Katan, are going to be the one that does that. Which I know, you say, oh, the women and all that. Look, Bo-Katan was set up long ago. really long ago, over 10 years ago.
I know.
She is a natural person to do this. And Din Djarin is just a bounty hunter that's doing his thing and is getting swept up in this stuff. So I'm okay with that. But at least it's something. Other than that, there's been nothing and more nothing, and there's more nothing and nothing I care about, and it's just a disaster.
I have been basing each episode on its individual merits as opposed to a whole. I mean, if I was going over a whole, then all of them would be getting one, because again, like I say, the whole, the setup of the Shard guy.
You just said you based the other episode because it was a comparison to the previous episode.
Yes, but what I'm saying is an overall arc, in the fact that, like I say, that episode with the pterodactyls and stuff, at least to me something happened, but also showed that the Mandalorians working together and working with Bo-Katan, and again doing something with Bo-Katan. In this last episode, when you're then setting up, the whole thing of the women thing, yes, that did annoy me, because it's kind of now, as with all other Disney shows, Din has now been set aside so that the women can play, the main characters in his own show. And so that annoyed me. I'm going to say that annoyed me, right? But it's also that this whole particular episode, okay, so he set up the R5 unit, that does actually make sense. But then the bit at the end with Carson, when I don't remember him saying that he was going to go and look for Gideon's ship, but he happens to stumble upon this ship somehow in the vastness of space. And then not only that, but he says, scan inside there. There's Beskar armor in there. And it's sort of like, what did they do? Shoot a Mandalorian at that ship? Because they only wear the Beskar. They don't use it as weapons. It's an obvious setup to sort of say, Mando's did this. I'm going to put a little note on here saying belonging to Mandalorians and sticking it in there so they fight. And it was that whole ending was utterly ludicrous, of just that Carson should be going out buying lottery tickets because obviously he's the luckiest man in the entire universe.
Oh well, I don't give a fuck about that in Star Wars. if scientific accuracy in space and everything was important in Star Wars, planets would have more than one climate. I mean, that's
and everybody else wouldn't be speaking English.
Yeah, it's just they discover something as part of a mystery. He runs across. If you put the Star Trek mindset on Star Wars, all of Star Wars falls apart in about 5 seconds. So I don't care about that. He's doing his patrols. He found the Imperial shuttle that had Moff Gideon on it. Moff Gideon was rescued. It looks like the Mandalorians are being framed for it. That's fine. I got no problems with that.
But what are the chances in the Thrawn trilogy of books? I think Thrawn finds a series of dreadnought ships. I think that one of the dreadnoughts was in the beginning of The Last Jedi, and he hides them in space where only him and a few other people know the location, right? But according to this, Carson will just go out for a little sweep somewhere and just find them, because how on earth could he have found that ship? It was unbelievably...
come on! If you're going to put that shit into Star Wars, you're going to find all kinds of shit that doesn't work.
And no, I'm quite happy.
I mean, the coincidences and everything.
No, there's always a suspension of disbelief, and I get that. But this, to me, was so unbelievably precise that he happens to find the ship with that Moff Gideon was on. It was just to me in my mind.
You got to think of Star Wars like. You got to think of Star Wars like fantasy, right? And you could easily take all of Star Wars and instead of putting it in space on different planets, you could put it on one planet, and each of the planets are actually towns. Tatooine town, Endor town, right? You could do it that way, and it would be the same. It would be the exact same thing. That's it's space fantasy, so that kind of shit doesn't bother me. What bothers me is that I start this show and I have 4 episodes and I have no idea what they want to do or why they want to do anything, and all they do is just
there's no end game.
Fetch quests. Yeah, there's nothing there. That was acceptable in the first 2 seasons because you kind of knew it had to do with Grogu, and he was just trying to get through and having these little one-off adventures every time. I could kind of put up with that, and it kind of built up a little bit to keep Grogu away from the bad guy. It was a kind of a fugitive kind of thing. But now, one, you wrecked all that. You wrecked the entire setup to season 2 because you decided in Boba Fett bring Grogu back on a different show to Boba
then
or to Mando, and destroy everything that they did in those first 2 seasons, and now you don't know what to do with any of it, and it's like, I there's no point to any of this. I other than, okay, they finally came to Navarro, and they get some land, and they're able to build their society up in peace again, and that's when he says we need to bring the rest of Mandalore here, and this is going to be our new civilization, and that's okay, all right, that's something as opposed to nothing.
Right, that was the other thing that got me with the whole Navarro thing, was the opening shot had what's his name, Karga, looking at the whole city and going, maybe we should move all of the trade district nearer the thingy. And I'm thinking, sorry, who on planet Earth does that? There's a city and there's a trade district and a port, and then just sort of like, right, we'll just uproot all of these businesses and pop them over there. They won't mind. That's fine. You know, I've just got my shop all set up and everything else, but Cargill now wants to move us. And again, it was kind of, you know, I understand how he's trying to be set up as this like sort of political leader now, kind of like Lando. That's actually saying that, thinking about that now.
That's exactly how it works. What are you talking about?
No, of course he's...
Look, are you saying SimCity has been lying to me?
Yes, I have. And again, with that whole thing, and then he's sort of saying, I will not leave my city. And then literally seconds later, he's going, yeah, I'm buggering off with you lot. It's like really violent out there. Somebody could get hurt. You know?
He needs to save his people. He thinks he's going to fight, and then he realizes, I don't know. That kind of stuff is like, you change your mind, obviously, in the face of overwhelming odds, and call for help, and he did, and they got help, but they came to help him. It's all good.
I was going to say, I want to see Bernard Hill on the Titanic sort of going, a captain goes down with his ship. No, wait, no, he doesn't. Because I don't want to drown. I'm going to get on the boat. and there was another part as well. I can't think what it was now, but there was so much that just made zero sense to me in the whole episode, and I just thought to myself, it's so badly written. You know, the whole thing is just so unbelievably badly put together. I don't know what I'm expecting. I suppose because it is John and Dave, was hoping that there was actually going to be a bit of, you know, sort of like logic and stuff behind it, but none of the episode made any sense to me at all. None of it.
I just didn't see it that way. I mean, this is the first episode I thought that did make any sense. At least, again, we can nitpick or go after a lot of little things that happen in these shows. Why didn't they do this in this one scene instead of this? But the overall arc is, okay, town's in trouble from the pirates that they set up a couple of episodes ago. They need help. Republic's not going to help them because they become a bureaucratic nightmare already, thanks to Tim Meadows. And so we're going to the Mandalorians are going to come in and help them and save the day. Yeah, okay, I got it. That's fine. And because of that, Mandalorians are going to say, we're going to live with people, and we're going to reunite our civilization, and we're going to grow it again, and we're going to become a great people again. Great. Go get the rest of the people. Now I know where the show's going. I don't want you to mistake us like I'm saying this was a great episode. It was amazing. I was like, no, it was average at best. I just think it's better than all 4 episodes before.
I don't know. Like I say, it's ultimately the whole thing is just heartbreaking. You know, that we had a show, and like I say, the end of that season 2 was everything I'd ever hoped to see in a new Star Wars. It was so beautiful, goosebumps and everything. And now I'm just watching it, and I'm literally watching it because I have to. And if it wasn't for me having to write the reviews, I would not be watching it at all, because it's just why do they destroy everything we love? What's wrong with them?
Thank you for watching this excerpt from Outpost Frequencies. Tune in live every Sunday at noon Central Time or 6 o'clock UK time. And also, remember to come to lastmovieoutpost.com for all your latest in movie news, streaming news, and everything cool about film. We are the cool news now. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next stream.